Hello, my name is Ashley. Today I'm going to show you Armenian needle lace, which is going to be only the soldiers. I guess I've done that on my needle laces, but I don't have the separate just to show that for you. So there is some people would love to know it, so I'm going to do it for you. We're going to start. All right, for the first time viewers or people who never done it, how you have to start is, those are all samples I'm doing, and I'm showing you all my samples, motifs that you like to know it. So we will start. Let's say this is our thread is finished and we're starting new. You put behind, and wherever it's finished your thread, that's where you start. You leave the thread on top, goes under, and you pull it, and you see the little knots here. You just carry this little thread into the knots right there, and then you pull it. So you pull this thread and it will make a knot to start. Now we're gonna do a soldiers today, so let me just do first a little seeds. All right, we don't have to make seeds. I'm just like, because this is already cut, I'm just like starting to show you. How do we do? When you have your needle lace, try not to make a soldiers on a little seeds. It will be too crowded if you do on little seeds, and it will be too much play for you to your needle lace. All right, just make sure that after your one of the design, the motif, it's finished. Let's say this was my design, I finished it, and then you should have bigger petals like this, and that's where you do on top of your big petals these soldiers. So I'm gonna start, so you go in the same place, all right, and you will do a little long seeds petal. You go back to the petal and you take the front one, you go over. If your needle lace is too big, always fold this like this way to make it easier for you. So you pull it and then you come back down and you twist from the back. Here it is. You just make a little higher than the second stitch that we did. Then you go back to the first, wherever you started, to the last, and you take the front part, you go over, and you pull it to the middle, right there. Then you go to the small place, the top, on the top of the little hole, and you take the front one and you go over and you pull it sideways. So this is your first soldiers is here. This will be separation for your needle lace. Now you go to the next. The thread is always on top. The back part you take, you go under, and you don't make it too big or too small. The same height, but don't make it too wide or not too narrow. Then, the way you see here, the thread, it has to rest very comfortable. You go back and you take the front part, not the back from the needle thread, the front, this one, you go over and you pull it a little bit sideways, sides and up. You want to make sure that it will be the same level. You go back down, and the back part you take it and you twist and you pull it, your thread, and you make just a little bit higher than this, than the first one. Then you go back. Now you go back, not in the middle but here, just to start we go the first. After that, we just go into this big space, wherever we're separating. Right there. And then we take the front one, we throw over, we go into the middle. There you go. And we pull it sideways. You always can push this up like this to make it later on to see it's all nice and even. Then you go on the top. Now after middle, we go on the top. We take again the front part and we throw over. And we pull it sideways. There you go. We have 2 soldiers now. Now we go to the third again. And we go from the back. We don't make too tight, we don't make too loose. We have to make sure that everything falls perfectly. Because if you make it too tight, then your needle lace is started to scrunch. It will start to get smaller. And when you make too big, then it will be a lot of pleats. And then you're going to be having hard time to fix it. So now you go back where you started. The front part goes over. And you pull it sideways. And then pull a little bit up. It's okay. And then you go back the bottom. You take the back part. You go over. This sounds like complicated, but it's not. Couple times once you do it, you'll get used to it. Just make sure always when you pull it, hold it tight and pull it. Then you go back wherever you started. You take the front one, you throw over, and you go into the middle, right there. When I say middle, not exactly the bottom, but close to the top. When you pull it already, you can see it where you have to do it. And then you go back into the little hole, seeds. You take the front one, you throw over, and you pull it sideways. Here it is for you, 3 of them. And you can always pull the seeds up like this so you can see it's all even. Now I will do one more time. You put it, you go from the back to the front, and then you go back to the top, and you throw the front one, and you pull it sideways. You go back again, and pull it again. Just leave a little higher than the first one, just a little bit, because we need space between. If we do it too short, then it won't be any space and it will be tight for you. So you go back in the first beginning, you take one, you go up, you go back, you throw this, the front one, and you go sideways. Here we go. Now let me show you. If I go back, if I'm going to start again, and if I do too tight, look what will happen. If I make it like too tight, like the small, it will start to bend. My other one. See, for example, let's say I did this, which is going to be a mistake. And if I'm going to do my pedal, it's going to come too close to this one. And it's going to be, if I'm going to try to make it further, it's going to be way too short. And it's not going to be the right work. If, let's say, if I did it, it's going to look very bad. Let me show you. And if I pull it tight too, or even leave long, it's not going to look very nice. Look how it's going to look. It's going to look crooked, uneven. They are even over here, and over here it will be too uneven. Even though this one's supposed to be a little bit more down. There. But it's bended. It's going to look crooked. And it's not going to look good. It's going to look, can you see over here? Because it's shortness of the thread, this is what's going to look. So you don't want this. So you have to do, now I am here, let's say, this is the wrong one that I showed you. See, if I have to do now, let's say if you were wrong and you're continuing, for example, now it's going to be kind of too big because I have to reach to these seeds, and it's going to look very, very ugly. It's going to start to bend this way, my needle laces. So what you have to do, let's say we're starting all over again. You make sure that, let's open this again, the thread. You do the big petal. Now, whatever petal you do, you always do the same. Don't make it bigger, don't make it too short. Sometimes a little short it will be, it's okay, but just make sure that when you are throwing your thread from one place to another, make sure they are even. So, again, let me show you one more time. So while you do this, a little taller this part. Not the first, not the second, but the third stitch, it's a little taller. Why? Because we're gonna knit seeds on top. So you go this on a little higher than the middle, and then you go to the last, to the top. You put the thread and you push it sideways. There you go. Now I will go back again. You see how much space I'm leaving? Because I know that when I do this stitch, this second one, this is very important here. You want to make sure that when I pull it, it will be space between them, because I have to always jump. I don't want to make it too tight like this. It's going to look very, very bad and uneven and ugly. So you do that, you go down, you take it one more time, a little higher than the first. You go back, you throw the back part, and now I know how you do it. Now my other needle laces, which like I always say, if you go on my videos, click on my name, and then under it says videos, image, I don't know, there is so many words it says. Click on videos and you will see almost 120 videos over there, and you will see all my needle laces. In case if you cannot find, you always go on Google. The Google company, they put my needle lace, Armenian needle lace on Google. You put Armenian needle lace and you can see some of my videos image, become inspired. Click on it and you will see I am showing you how to do all the needle lace and one of my painting. So this is the way it's supposed to show. Now I'm sure you got the message. You know how to do it. I hope you will succeed. You will do it very nice. I'm sure you've done plenty. You just need practice and needs a lot of patience. If nobody done this kind of needle laces first time, please like and subscribe if you like, and enjoy it. And I thank all my Patreons on my patreon.com that they are supporting me. They're watching my videos and I appreciate a lot. Well, thank you very much again. I will make you another new design. See you again. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this channel. I want to thank to all my Patreons on patreon.com for their support to make my channel possible. Thank you.